Okay, I'm going to Hortage. I hope I said that right. Hortage? Because, let me tell you why. Because every time someone visits and I pick them up and I'm driving home to my village this way, I always say, whatever you do, never go to Hortage, man. Remember what I'm telling you now. Don't go there. We never go to Hortage. Hortage is off limits. Don't ask me why, but we never, ever go to Hortage. And they realize I'm exaggerating and being silly, and then they giggle. But actually, I've never been to Hortage, so I really don't know what it's like at all. For me, it's just a silly way to be humorous, even if it's bad humor. So I'm gonna go to Hortage. Let's go to Hortage. Let's go to Hortage. Let's put on sunglasses. Eye protective gear. There's a lot more bugs out, so I have to be careful talking because bugs fly in my mouth. And it is good to have these sunglasses that kind of wrap around and protect your eyes, because a lot of stuff can pop into your eyes. These are good glasses. Forget where I got them. But you can wear day and night. Reduces this, sun UV. All right, it's looking like a Hortage farming situation here. So this no-tilling gardening type of thing doesn't happen much around here. People still rototill and really process the soil, and they use various inputs. But things generally just grow here like crazy. So I planted a lot of vegetables and way too many grew, and then it all got out of control. And you have to weed every single day because everything just goes, it grows like crazy, and you're trying to decide what to let grow and what to take out. It's a learning process because this is a very verdant, fertile region of the world and of Portugal. Hortage. So far, it doesn't look too bad, Hortage. I think I'm in Hortage. So I'd like to learn how to do that no-tilling gardening, food forest kind of thing. But I understand it's a lot of work because you have to learn so much about how the plants affect each other and live together. And I've bought a few books, some actual paper books and some data books and audio books and blah blah blah. But none of that's going to help much. You have to go out in your garden and figure it out as you go along, which means it's going to take years. And that's the thing. Some things that are really worth it are going to take years. So maybe I'll die tomorrow, but I won't get to learn any of that shit. But you could also just say, I want to be happy and I'm not happy, so I'm going to take drugs now, and that could kill you too, and you're still not going to learn anything. So it's fun to take on never-ending projects that you'll never get to the end of, which is what I guess theoretical physicists feel. And certain domains of mathematics, theoretical mathematics and so on. And Yeah, almost every science, obviously, but some more mysterious than others, some questions more unanswerable than others. And like in Hortage, I'm going to do something else and go down this way. This pink house. I'm going to let this guy pass me. Veicolo longo. Long vehicle. You bet. Jeez. That's better. Yeah, so you get involved in some hobby or domain where you're never going to be very good at it. You're not going to be able to go and say, I play ping pong better than most. I usually win. Or some competitive thing like that. Where, let's say you're not even being competitive. So you're a total loser in Peter Thiel's book because you're competitive but not being competitive. Competition is crap. And then, well, that's a business context, so forget that. But anyway, you don't have to compete. You're just in it to learn something, to discover something, to realize something, to experience something. That's it. So every minute along that journey is useful and important, although it may not be interesting and exciting, because a lot of that kind of work is tedious. You're pulling weeds. You're throwing away dead vegetables that didn't take, or flowers or whatever, and you're depressed. Like yesterday, we had these 2 mourning doves that hung out near our place, and they were lovely, and we'd watch them every day, and a big bus came flying through and killed both of them. So I was depressed. I felt like Tony Soprano. You know, the ducks left. I was just like, those were really nice birds. I really enjoyed them. They're not going to live forever, but I'm sorry they got wiped out by a bus speeding past. And it's sad. I really felt bad. I was a little bit depressed for 5 minutes on my spectral disorder of my kind of depression. But I felt it in my gut, you know. And they're just mourning doves. But they were my mourning doves. So you engage in these things that you know you're never gonna see the end of. At the end of your life, there'll be still much more to discover, but you're not frustrated about it. You're not upset. You're not confused. You're thankful because you discovered so much during your life, and now it's over, and hopefully some of the things that you left behind when you were discovering stuff, other people can use. It's a nice place. Other people can use. That's a nice view. During their period of discovery and learning and contribution. I think most scientists and sincerely curious people are like that. They don't really want to win the game. They just want to contribute to the knowledge base, to the joy of the world, to understanding, to discovery. You know, I'm going to Mars and it'll probably kill me because I want to contribute. Not because I wanted to compete for the job and I got hired. You know, nobody could survive a mission to Mars if all they wanted to do was compete and get hired for the job. And I know investment banking or hedge fund management can be challenging and competitive. And Larry Ellison might have some, you know, people that he competes with and all these big shots, you know. Poor But that's not the same, because they're getting the satisfaction of thinking that they won the game, that they won something. And then 10 minutes later, they're upset, pissed off, sad, depressed, because the game is over. I got to start again. You're addicted to those shooter games, and you get better, you level up. It's never good enough, ever. You got to play again and again and again. You got to have more. So you have those strategy games. You're going to spend money buying diamonds so you can spend money building some house on a computer screen. It's madness, in my opinion. These things, like playing solitaire, it can be nice for killing some time. But these games get you just wrapped up and addicted to it, and it's like, what the heck are you doing? You could be out in the garden figuring out what these shady plants do to these root plants and these flowers do for the corn or whatever, and going, wow, that seems to work. Look at this garden is thriving. These plants are thriving. Oh, that's some really nice stuff for the compost pile right there. Yep. So the game doesn't end. It just, you just get better at understanding it. And you're not even playing it, really. You're experiencing it. It's part of your life. It's your life, man.